Okay, so welcome everyone to the July 25, 2024 Board of Ethics meeting. It is now 7:15 p.m. We've just started our meeting. We didn't have a quorum until just now, so we're starting about 15 minutes late. We're going to see if there's any attendees real quick. All right, we don't have any attendees. We'll go through, just bear with me one second. Let me get the agenda up so we can go through everything. Okay, so let's start first with the roll call. Can everyone just identify who you are and that you're here?
I'm Pat Tony, and I'm
Michelle
here.
Sawyer, and I'm here.
Catherine Williams here.
Ann Winterstrand here.
Okay, so we have Pat, Catherine, Ann, and Michelle here. So we have a quorum. We have 4. The first thing on the agenda is acceptance of the May 23, 2024 minutes. So let me put those up on the screen so everyone has a chance to take a look at them and see if anyone has any changes. So here they are. It is 3 pages long. And when you're all ready, if you've already had a chance to take a look at it, let me know. We can move along. Catherine, because you weren't here last time, you can take a look at them, but you can't vote. So it'd just be Pat, Michelle, and Ann that can vote on this, but everyone has a chance to take a look at it. Let me know, and I'll move down the. So we already have a spelling error right here.
I was gonna say, well, my name is spelled wrong, but other than that,
Okay, so we have that. I just made a switch to Michelle Sawyer on the first page was misspelled. I'm changing my spelling. It's 1 L. Does anyone else see anything so far before I move down the page?
nope.
Nope.
Okay. All right, we're going to go down to approval of the minutes. Again, so just take a look at everything here and we'll try to figure out. Looks okay to me so far.
Good to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems fine.
Correct.
Yeah, I think there might be one misspelling on Pat Agado's name. I'm just going to go through the rest of it first and we'll come back to that. Just for the record, there's an apostrophe I'm editing over here under clerk's office on the 3rd page.
So this one is saying that Catherine was there.
Did it? Oh, wait a minute. Catherine, did you come in
Page
like
3.
partway through the meeting?
On the page 3.
Yeah, Catherine, did you come in partway through the meeting on May 23?
I don't remember.
I think I remember you starting off in the car and then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're
and then
right.
coming
Okay,
on
so
in person.
Yes, right, absolutely.
Yes.
Right.
okay. All right, so
So
I'm
she
just going to add Catherine's name at the top because she was there. Thank you. Good catch, Pat. And the only other thing is I need to find Pat's name and replace the and correct the spelling. There was only a couple places here.
In that first motion, yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is. Missed one.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so with those changes, does anyone else have any other changes before we move to approve these minutes?
Nope.
Looks good.
Okay. All right, can somebody move to approve the minutes as amended?
I move to approve the minutes as amended.
Will somebody second?
I second it.
All right, now will everybody vote, including everyone vote? Everyone's allowed to vote on this one. I apologize, Catherine, I forgot that you were there.
Oh, no problem. I forgot myself.
Feels like a long time ago.
Mhm.
Okay. I was amending those. Did everyone vote yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. I was trying to move this along and it actually slowed us down. All right, so now we are up to the second. The only other thing on our agenda is discuss the board slides and the accompanying education program. So specifically, what we would be discussing here would be we would be discussing who wants to do what. So just, we don't have Pat Agado here and we don't have Lori Toronto here. So we have 6 people and we have 17 of these ethics slides.
Mhm.
So I think the easiest way to do this is whoever takes 3212 and 32-4 probably only does one other one. Just because it's a little bit bigger and they're just going to take longer to get through. They might be 3 minutes. I don't know. To get through all that stuff. Certainly 3212 is going to take a while. But maybe we can go through and everyone can figure out which ones they want to do.
I wouldn't mind doing 3212.
Pat, Tony, okay, great. 3212. All right. If anyone else wants anyone in particular that you were looking at, please just shout it out.
Really don't have a preference, so
Okay.
I don't either.
All right.
I don't either. Whichever one you give me,
Okay. Let's see. I just want to get
2 or
Pat
3.
Agado and Lori Toronto here on here as well, because we're going to be able to figure out which ones are outstanding for them to take on when we're done with this. You guys are going to
And
get.
Michael's not on the committee anymore?
No, I don't believe so. So we're gonna operate as if Michael's not on the committee anymore.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just going to shrink you guys so I can see which ones we have to deal with because there's a lot of them. All right. So we have 3212. Pat, 3212 is yours. Let's take a look and see what 3213 looks like. Because if 3213 isn't a big lift, then maybe it makes sense for you to just do those 2. We'll see what 3213 looks like.
Who's that?
It's the effect of a violation. I think that's a pretty simple one. Would you like to do 3213 as well?
Sure.
Great.
That's
Okay.
fine.
So Pat's going to do 3212 and 3213. Let me just take a look at 32-1, 2, and 3 and see how complicated they are. 32-1 is pretty simple. 32-2, I believe, is just definitions. Declaration of policy, and 32-3 is the definitions. Those are pretty easy. So does anyone want to do those 3? And we might have to come back with you. 32-1, 32-2, and 32-3. They're pretty simple. Does anyone want to try it?
I'll do it.
Ann? Okay. 32-1, 32-2, and 32-3 for Ann. All right. So 32-4. Does anyone want to try 32-4, which is conflicts of interest?
I'll do that one.
Michelle? Okay. We'll come back to Michelle. Let's take a look at 32-5 and see how complicated it is. Maybe we'll give you that one if it's not too complicated for now.
Yeah, it probably makes sense to, as much as we can, well, maybe it makes sense to jump around, but as much as we can if it's leading topic to topic. Like if
Yeah.
you're,
Yeah.
32-5 is prohibited representation. It's only one slide. So I'll throw that one to you if you don't mind.
okay, that's fine.
All right, Catherine, you indicated that you didn't have a preference. Let me take a look at 32-6 and 7 and see what they look like.
Okay.
32-6 is prohibited use of city properties or facilities. It's not that complicated. Would you like to give that one a try?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we'll give you 32-6. Let's take a look at what 32-7 looks like. Okay. 32-7 is prohibited use of influence and information. Not as complicated as 32-4 and 12, but it's also not so easy. So I'll give that one to you as well if you don't mind.
Okay, not a problem.
Great. All right. So
32.
now each of you guys have well, Ann has 3 and the rest of you all have 2. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're 9 out of 17. Let me take a look and see what I can give to Pat and Lori before we circle back to anyone else. Let's take a look at what 32-8 looks like. 32-8's prohibited gifts. We'll give that one to Pat.
Agado or me?
Pat Agado, sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna try give them to Pat and Lori now. I'll let you know when I'm coming back to everyone else.
Okay.
Specific violations isn't too bad, so we'll give her 32, Pat Agado 32.9 as well, at least for now. Let's see what 32, 10 and 11 looks like. Maybe we'll give that to Lori for now and we'll come back. All right, yeah, this one's, we'll give Pat 32, 10 as well. Because that's not too complicated. Now let's take a look at 32, 11. Again, I don't think it's too bad. I think it's subsequent employment, if I recall. Yeah, subsequent employment. We'll give that to Pat, to Lori Toronto. 32-12, we're going to skip. And we're going to see what 32-13 and 14 look like here.
You gave me 13?
I gave you 13. That's right. I'm sorry. Yes, 32-14. We're going to skip to 32-14 for Lori. Thank you for catching that. I was going to miss that one. All right, we'll give her time limit on complaints. So we'll give Lori Toronto 32-14. All right, so now the only one who has 3 is Ann. Everyone else has 2, and we have 15, 16, and 17 left. Let's see what 15 looks like. We'll see how bad 15 looks like.
It's very short.
15 isn't bad. Let's take a look at 16.
They're all just one slide, 15, 16, and 17.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is,
Take an extra one.
all right,
Yeah,
who raised
I
your,
can take another
I'm going to
one.
make you guys, so we have 3 left. We have 15, 16, and 17. Does anyone want to take on 15, 16, or 17?
I'll take 15.
All right,
I'll take
Catherine,
16.
32, 15. Who said that? Michelle?
Michelle.
32, 16. Who wants 32, 17?
I'll take 17.
All right, Ann is going to take 32, 17. So I'm just going to read these back to everyone quickly, and I'm going to try not to screw this up. Ann has 32-1, 32-2, and 32-3. Michelle has 32-4 and 32-5. Catherine has 32-6 and 32-7. Pat Agadow has 32-8 and 32-9 and 32-10. Lori Toronto has 32-11. Pat Tony has 32-12 and 32-13. Lori Toronto has 32-14. Catherine Williams has 32-15. Michelle Sawyer has 32-16. And Ann has 32-17. That's all 17 that we have. I'm going to send a copy of this to everyone following the meeting. Assignments for videos. Does anyone have any questions or concerns, or does anyone want to talk about anything else before we move to adjourn the meeting? Or does it, or I mean, you could talk about, you could talk about the further training, any questions you might have about the videos themselves. We could try to talk about a little bit more here if you would like, or we could adjourn the meeting, whatever you care for.
So can you just chat a little bit about what's the format for the videos so that we try to do them similarly?
Right. I'm going to confirm this. I'm going to try and confirm this tomorrow or early next
Okay.
week. But I believe my understanding is that they would be videos that you would make on your phone, which you then text to me, or email to me, or however you want to get it to me, maybe Dropbox, I don't know. Then I would have to review them. And I guess there would be a process with the city to figure out how we're going to do this, uploading them and whatever. And if there's any amendments to be made, there would be specific, hey, this is how I think it could improve a little bit, or
Okay.
maybe instead of saying this word, you could say this word. Again, they're not going to be very long for the most part. I think anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute and a half, maybe. I don't know how quickly everyone speaks. But
It's going to take a little longer than that.
yeah, some of them are going to take a little bit longer. Exactly. Pat, I'm looking at you. But I will try to give you a more finalized explanation of the kind of the process. I just need to get back with the powers that be that are going to be putting
Okay.
these up on the
Okay.
board, because quite honestly, I've never done this before. So
Yep.
IT and personnel and mayor's office has to advise me how they're going to be uploaded, where they're going to be uploaded, and things like that. I just don't know. I don't have the technical expertise to do this.
So I think,
I'll get back to you on that.
okay. And just, I think as a group, we should decide, you know, little things, even like, should we do them horizontally versus vertically, so that we're all
Right.
just doing them
Right,
in the
correct.
same, you
Right.
know,
How
in
do
the
you-
same way,
yeah,
so
how do
it
you want
looks
us
cleaner.
Yeah.
Framed in the, you know,
Yeah.
in the,
Yeah, and also
from the
maybe something as
shoulders up,
simple
or-
as, you know,
Right.
maybe one person tries one
Yep,
for now. And we look at it and we say, hey, here are the changes, or hey, this is great.
Yeah.
And then everyone else could see it and say, okay, well, I'm going to do it my own way because everyone's a little bit different, but
Yeah.
this is this has been approved before, or it's been okay. So we can
Yeah.
just we can go through from there. And again, it's not a race to do this. So, you know, take your time. I mean, I did radio for a while, so you think you're talking slow, but you're not.
Right.
And again, it might take a couple takes or whatever for you to get it the way that you want. But again, we've been at this process for 2 years plus now. So another couple months to get it right isn't gonna change anything. And we can continue to do other things in the process.
yeah,
good.
good.
Does anyone else have any other questions? Again, I will get an answer to that about the process to get these things done and what kind of format they want them in and things like that.
Okay,
Any other questions, or are we good?
So the expectation is not to even try before next month.
You could try. I mean, I don't want, you guys are volunteers. You have full-time
Mhm.
jobs. To the extent to the extent I get you the information about the process and you want to
Mhm.
try and give it a try, great. And then maybe I can get some feedback about, hey, formatting's a little bit off, or we'd prefer it this way. And then you could, but I mean, again, they're not long. So if you want to write a script for the first one, it might make it easier.
Okay.
But again, you could just shoot from the hip too. Everyone's a little bit different. Some people like to have stuff in front of them and read, and other people try to say what they see on the screen. It doesn't really bother me one way or the other. But one thing I'm going to ask IT for help with is, when you're doing this, perhaps they can help us split the screen so they can put up a copy of
Definitely.
what you guys are talking about at the same
Yeah.
time. That would be very helpful if they could do that. I don't know if they can. They might also tell us, hey, this is the way you do it. And maybe I could try to figure that as well. But
Yeah.
I think it's helpful for you guys to be speaking to somebody, that they see a person and not just a voice.
Right.
And at the same time, also showing
Word.
the word. But again, if they say they can't do that, I think it's more important for
Yeah.
your voice and for them to see the screen of what you're talking about behind you. So maybe that
Yeah.
might end up to be the way we're doing it. Again, this is why it might not be a month before we're done with it.
If
Yeah.
there's a way to have your face like in the corner.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
So that
when
you
you
can
shrink
see
a Zoom
the-
or something like that. I mean,
Right.
either way, I mean, I've
There's-
seen people have
there-
videos on social media where they're kind of in the corner and there's something going on in the background.
Right.
There should be a
absolutely.
way for them to add a video, like within a PowerPoint even. If you take the PowerPoint slide, you can
Yeah.
add a little video clip in it where they could click it to, you know, so that they're seeing the PowerPoint slide with the words, but then
Yeah.
the video will play
Right.
when the PowerPoint starts, so.
Yeah, and you know, again, if it can't be that technologically savvy,
Yeah.
it's better that we get your voice, because if they say, hey, listen, the voice and then the back of it is just kind of a screen, and that's the best we can do, at least we're providing the content, and they're not long, so people aren't going to lose interest. I think the longer when we do the hybrid meeting, I want it to be where they see a person's face along with perhaps a screen on a different
Right.
a side screen,
Yeah.
because they're going to lose interest if they're just seeing a screen. If there's somebody there
Yes.
explaining it to them, it might keep their interest a little bit more.
Definitely.
But we can start working on that. Once you guys feel comfortable with this and you've gotten going on this, we can jump to the next step, which might be trying to put together like a hybrid presentation for
Okay.
greater city of Norwalk staff, employees, officials, things like that.
All right.
Great.
Does anyone else have any other questions, comments, concerns before we adjourn?
No.
Okay. If anyone has any, again, I'll try to get you that information as soon as I can about the process and the format and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sounds
Uh,
good.
So do we have a motion to adjourn by anybody?
I motion to adjourn this meeting.
That's Michelle, second.
Catherine, oh,
Catherine. All right. So now everyone vote. We can end the meeting. All right. Great.
Good night.
Good luck with your
Good night,
things. I'll get you the
everyone.
information as soon as I can, everybody.
All right,
Okay.
thanks, everyone.
Thank
Have a great
you.
night.
Bye.
Thanks so
Bye.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Mm.